Sean Belizean wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy is moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Two Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's #1 sports network.
Welcome into Big D Energy. I am Justin Satawa, and I'm joined by KG. We got Gordo over there in the TD booth. And we're talking hot Tigers. And we're going to switch the whole tone of this show today. Bryce Underwood Glaze, and we appreciate it. We are at the Kid Again golf outing with Applied Innovation here at the beautiful University of Michigan golf course. I'd love to play here one day. It always just looks so beautiful out there, regardless of the rain. But welcome in, everyone. We appreciate you tapping in. Everyone, first, let's just, chop it up a little bit. It's early in the morning. I hope everyone had a good weekend.
My God.
How did your weekend go?
Up and down. I had an up and down weekend, but
As
overall,
JB Smooth walks in the building.
I know, shout out my boy Jay Bizzle. But it's a pretty good weekend, a big sports weekend. And just in terms of the news we got, Tigers, of course, looking like the team that we know them to be. They lose the first game. They look like the best team in baseball in the second game. They barely scrape across the finish line in the third game.
Hey, you put some respect on Kenley Jansen.
Okay,
Strikes out the side.
All right.
Come on.
Old man Jansen,
And hey, you know what? I gotta come to terms too, right? Tyler Holton. He's been fantastic lately. He has like a 1.48 ERA since June 1st. I've been one of the biggest Tyler Holton, haters on the network. He's turned back at yesterday. We saw the Tyler Holton that deserved that one MVP vote 2 years ago. That's the Tyler Holton we saw yesterday. And Zach McKinstry, he had a beam to home plate.
But he did. Yeah. I mean, this team, they just never cease to amaze you, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. But you got to give them credit. What they've been able to do over this 2-month stretch has been absolutely unbelievable. I still question whether it's sustainable or not. But here we are, and they sit here with a chance this week to right all the wrongs. If you go out there, you take care of business against the Guardians, you take care of business against the White Sox, I mean, the world is your oyster. You're looking at a playoff spot, and possibly could you compete for the division? What?
Yeah, and Tev Sauce, he's putting on quite a 2-month run as well with the $5 super chat. Day 46, spin rate Scotty is less than GM. Love all the comments about Melton being better than Skubal instead of how nice it would be to have both.
No, for sure. But you got to give it up to the pitching. Just overall, I thought Troy Melton had a hell of a weekend.
Job.
And Jackson Job definitely going to get to him.
The prodigal son.
Melton just continues to amaze me, man. Just the consistency he's been able to bring this year. And I know a lot of people, some people are serious about this, but saying that Melton is, get Skubal out of here and put Melton and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, who the hell is Tarek Skubal?
Yeah, listen, I ain't ready to go there just yet. But you got to give a kid credit, man. I mean, a 1.6 ERA or somewhere along those lines. He's absolutely killing it right now.
It's lower than that. It's like a 1.0, or 1.13, 1.0.
Jesus Christ, he's shredding right now. Absolutely shredding.
He has a better ERA right now than the Miz.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. And what I do like seeing is all of the young arms coming up and actually showing some juice. I mean, obviously, it sucks losing a guy like Tarek Skubal, but the season's not over.
No.
We're still a game back in the wild card, and we are 3.5 games back of the White Sox, with the White Sox and the Guards coming to town in these next two series. So a real chance to make some movement in the AL Century. What I liked this weekend, though, was there's 2 times where Max Clark got 2 out RBIs. Mm-hmm. And when you're a rookie, like these rookies, their plate discipline is absolutely unreal. They're carrying this offense, honestly. Like they are, other than Dingler, obviously Dingler's a non-negotiable. He's turning into an MVP candidate, leads the MLB in home runs, and RBIs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Absolutely impressive. Riley Green, another big strikeout weekend for the kid, but
him with runners in scoring position. What the hell happened to him this year?
I don't know. I think it's the approach. There is a lack of
teams got the book on him. They just spam curveballs.
Yeah,
they just spam curveballs and they fall at his ankles, and he can't help himself but swing.
He got that uppercut swing. That's why.
Oh my God, man!
He can't help it, man. Nah, absolutely, man. But like you said, it's really the youth movement that has kind of been like leading this team. And for somebody that's as cynical as I am about this season and just the way it's played out and things of that nature, I will admit I do have a lot of hope for the future. You spoke of Jackson Jobe too. Also an incredible weekend from him. First MLB start back, and I just thought he looked absolutely phenomenal. His fastball looks totally different. He's hitting 100 on it. Got some movement on it. He's locating it wherever he wants. The cutter still looks good. Everything that was kind of, praised about this kid, it either looked good or got better during the stretch that he was out with Tommy John. So I think that's a huge addition to this rotation. And like I said, the future actually kind of looks bright. If your GM is able to go out there and just do what he hasn't been able to do to this point, supplement your young talent with established MLB veterans, the right MLB veterans, then I think this Tigers team will be in a position to compete within the next maybe couple years before we know it. So
yeah, it does look like that. And when you talk about this weekend, like that, you have to win that series against the Giants. The Giants suck.
Absolutely.
And now you look forward in this White Sox series, and Vegas has the Tigers currently at plus 200 to make the playoffs, and they have them at plus 400 to win the division. I can't lie. I think there's a better chance that they win the division.
That's crazy, bro. I'm not willing to go there. It's smart money to play it right now. Like, that's not a bad bet at all. But once
the White Sox are starting to sputter. Like, it's starting to hit them. And I know they brought in Castillo, but they still question their bullpen. And they're pretty home run dependent, and they play in a small park. When they go on the road, they are not very good. Like, this is a very good chance for the Tigers. And obviously they are 3.5 games back versus 1 game back.
Yeah.
However, I have more faith in the Rangers than I do in the White Sox.
But the Tigers are also home run dependent as well. I mean, they
weren't this weekend.
Well, not this weekend, but you see it almost did cost them this series in a way. You were still able to get by, and you are grateful for that. But the fact that this offense has just been on a torrid pace, I mean, they had another shutout in the middle of that series again. You just can't necessarily expect them to go do that week in and week out. So I am interested to see what they are going to do now that the team's directly in front of you. You have a chance to go make up that ground. Now it's put up or shut up time. Now we going to see what this team is really, really made of. All 6 games are at home. I think that's also a huge advantage for this team. And if you can't do it now, then when are you going to do it, to be honest with you?
Yeah, and KG, that's a huge thing. The offense cannot afford to sputter out. We saw, Webb give the Tigers a hard time yesterday, but
good
also, the end of game 1 going into game 2, you had 12 innings where you went without a single run. Like, you can't go on stretches, like cold stretches like that, especially in a week where you have Cleveland and you have Chicago. Mm-hmm. And, after that, then you get to go to Pittsburgh and KC in a little bit of an easier away stretch. But then after that, you got Tampa Bay and the Dodgers. So the rest of this month, this is put up or shut up time for the Detroit Tigers. And this is going to be a great thermometer this next month for, where this team really is headed, like the trajectory, and just generally where, if they deserve to make playoffs or not.
Yeah, because if you lose these 2 series, you're right back where you started. Absolutely,
exactly.
Man.
And chat, you throw these in the chat as well, but I want to get your guys' scale. 1 to 10, they make the playoffs, is a 10. They are no chance, never making the play. Like, they're going to fall out of the race as 1.
Yeah, I'll do a chat poll.
Where are you at?
You want me to do chat poll?
No, let them just throw the numbers in, because
right.
You can't really do 1 to 10 in a chat poll.
As of right now, I'm at a 4.
4?
I think 4 is pretty reasonable, just because, once again, we've seen this story with the Tigers before, and can they do it? Absolutely, they can do it. We've seen them do it, but will they do it is the bigger question here. I still have mad questions about the bullpen, and just if they get into a low run scoring game, can that bullpen really sustain them throughout? So as of right now, I'm a 4. I'm just one of them fans. I need to see it in order to actually believe it at this point.
Gordo, resident Woodward Tigers.
Shout out.
Man,
he at an 11 right now. Stop playing.
Look at that face.
11.
Oh,
Stop
Lord.
playing.
Guys, it's a 9. That's my lucky number. It's always been
crazy,
9.
man.
I'm giving it a 9. The Detroit Tigers are bound for the playoffs. I know it. I feel it in my heart. They're making the postseason.
What's giving you that confidence for the 9?
Yeah, that's
well, you move off of Skubal and Mize, and you still have Melton and Jobe, and I think Kiter Montero. He's one of my favorite guys on the
He got to bounce
team.
back, but
And I think he can also go out there and give you quality starts. Like, he has been clutch in some of the most like necessary situations. So I don't have a lack of faith in Kyle Montero either. And if Framber Valdez can whip into shape, that's your one if.
Yeah.
Right?
Big facts.
Because, like, Jack Flaherty, whatever. But Framber, that is kind of I think it was Caleb Sarnick. Shout out to the Crunch Time boys, 11-1.
Shout out.
I think he said it was oh God, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys.
No, you all good.
It's okay.
I need to lay off the Mad Packs.
Shout out, man.
Shout out to Mad Packs Thrive and Loom for being the gracious.
Oh yeah,
sponsors that
Framber's
they
the
are.
X factor. That's all I wanted to say.
That's fair because Framer has been below average for most of the season, but he had a nice stretch there in the middle of the season. So we'll see what we can get out of him. But lots of different numbers in the chat, but most of them above 5.
Yeah.
There's only one person who is below 5. Which is interesting. I'm at a 5.
Yeah.
I am very in the middle about this team. I was at a 4 last week, but they took care of business this week. They looked a lot better. They found a way to win that game on Sunday, which I think was big for them. And if they can continue this momentum, 7-3 in their last 10. If you keep winning on that pace, you're going to find your way in the playoffs. And it's also the fact that the AL sucks.
Yeah.
That is such a factor. Like when you don't fear anyone really outside of the AL East, it's a pretty easy road in the AL in my opinion.
No, that's a fact. And shout out to Sharpshooter 191 in the chat. KG, when asked about the Tigers winning the division, that's crazy, bro. I'm not willing to go there. It's smart money to play it. That's not a bad bet at all. So are you saying yes or no? I just mean from a bettor's perspective, it's kind of a good bet to take right now. The Tigers are absolutely hot. They've won 7 of their last road series. I think that's the first time in franchise history they've ever done that.
And remember, this division has flipped the last 3 years.
And I know I hate hearing the AL is weak, the Central is weak, because I've been hearing that my whole goddamn life. But in this case, it really does suck. And it has allowed the Tigers to kind of just meddle around and just lay in wait. And now they've been able to, make a move, and they sit 2 games below 500 with a chance to even get back into the divisional race. So as far as a bet, that's a good bet to have. I'm just speaking for me as a fan. I don't trust it. I just do not trust it. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and the Detroit Tigers right now have the best run differential in the entire AL at plus 87. And also, this is a cool stat. Since 1901, 123 teams have had a month as bad or worse than the Tigers in May. None of them made the playoffs. However, Detroit currently is only 1 game back. 1 game back.
We shall see. We shall see. But I think it is time to talk about some football.
Yes, please.
Football.
The Lions were active, baby.
They were, and Xavier Rose is going to kick us off here with the 199 Super Chat.
Shout out.
Diggs workout shows Brad talking with CB/safeties gap seriously. Taking the gap seriously between the cornerbacks and the safeties. So we'll lead it off right there. Trayvon Diggs, according to Adam Schefter, came in, worked out with the Detroit Lions this weekend, and I personally, he didn't look great last year.
Yes.
We'll put it there. However, when we're looking at the CB room and we're looking at the way that this team plays defense, it's very similar to the way that the Cowboys play defense when he had all his success, because we are a turnover-dependent defense. That's where he thrives, is making plays on the football. So where can we put him that he could actually play some meaningful snaps? Obviously not as a starter, but I think he could come in and be a fill-in backup because we are so thin there.
No, absolutely. I think in terms of backup corner depth, I think that's an area that the Lions are strongly looking at right now, because Rock Ya-Sin, he kind of figures to be that number 2 as of right now, but we really don't know what we have after that. And if Rock were to go down, or God forbid DJ Reed were to go down, what are you really going to do in that aspect? And we've heard Ennis Rakestraw, we've heard Nick Whiteside, some of these names, but we just don't know whether they'll be able to hold up through the test of a whole season. So I like the prospect of them looking at a Trayvon Diggs. He's somebody that I did kind of want them to explore. Not my favorite cornerback, and I think you'll see a lot of that sentiment in the chat and just the way people have reacted to him. But for a team that's in the position that the Lions are in right now, I think they could use all the help that they can get. And you can get a lot worse than a Trayvon Diggs, albeit he didn't have a good year last year. I think he only played 1 or 2 games last year.
He did only play 1 game in Green Bay.
Yeah, so it's hard to judge fully, just off of 1 game. He has kind of fallen off over the last last couple years. But when he's at his best, he is somebody we know that can make plays on the football, like you said, kind of that ball hawk mentality that we've been missing ever since, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch went down. So I hope they bring him in. We'll see. They just brought him in for a workout. No news as of yet, but I think he would be a good fit to this room. I would.
Yeah, I would. And what I like about the fact that he's a ball hawk and he can play there is once Kirby is back, those two together, even if he gets burned, like both of them playing the football, there's not a lot of receivers that are going to be able to make a catch over two guys that are elite ball hawks.
Yeah.
And even at Trayvon Diggs' age, he may not be as fast and as electric moving side to side as he used to be. However, he still has the elite hands to make plays in the football in that type of game. So I think with the lack of cornerback depth right now, and we're looking at Rock Ya-Sin playing quarterback too, I think that he's had some injury history as well.
Yeah.
DJ Reed has injury history. Like, you got to just bring in guys that can be fill-in players like in this type of situation.
So do you think that this is maybe a message from Brad just pretty much saying, like, hey, we like our cornerback room, but we're not 100% confident in the cornerback room as of right now?
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say, because when you look at the cornerback room, there is a ton of unknowns. And even in the safety room, because, as good as people like to say Avonte Maddox was last year, he was very hit or miss. He either made big plays or he was playing not that well. But he has the potential when he has the support in the secondary, and that's what I worry about. And then you look at Chuck Clark. Everyone's raving about Chuck Clark.
Yeah,
and
good camp so far.
And same with Whiteside. So hopefully the safety room has a three-headed Legion of Whom monster, for lack of better terms, that they can lean on until Kirby and Branch are back in, looks like late September, early October, which I think is the optimistic side of things. I'd rather them be held out a little longer, make sure they are healthy enough to play the rest of the season and ready to take those high-leverage snaps that they're going to have to take in the back end of the year when that schedule really starts to become a gauntlet, versus the first 5 to 7 games being, we have a couple divisional games, but other than that, it's the Saints, it's the Jets, it's the Cardinals.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And Gordo, I definitely want to get your thoughts in a minute too. But just overall, I like the fact that Brad is still kind of, surveying the field, not really resting on their laurels, not just being comfortable where they're at, but still just trying to find ways to add to this team. And once again, I know the chat probably on fire right now. We'll get to some of those comments. I know there's a lot of hate on Trayvon Diggs, and I do kind of understand some of it. But I think, with a fresh start, new system, and the potential to come in and just make an impact. He doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have to go out there and be CB1. But if he can come in and contribute to this team, I'm all for it. But, Gordo, where do you sit right now as the Lions work out Trayvon Diggs?
I'm excited for it. And, I'm not going to, get my hopes up too much, but it's more so the philosophy that excites me. It's like, all right, kind of what you were saying, KG, like, these guys are willing to go out and see, whatever sticks. Like, if a Trayvon Diggs comes onto this roster and, is starting to make impact plays in practice, that's a great sign that he still has something left, that and we can squeeze a little bit more out of him. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that we're just adding at positions that we desperately need. Yeah. Because obviously the secondary is very shallow, and the more depth you have there, the better, in my opinion. And I know we already kind of have the Legion of Whom. But, if you add a couple more very talented players into that backfield, and you just constantly have a revolving door of corners that, can kind of fill different roles, different kind of gadgety guys, I think it gives Kelvin Shepherd a lot to work with, and it makes me a lot more optimistic for, this pass defense. And, that's something that, we struggled run and pass defense last year.
Absolutely.
Like, it was brutal on both sides, but the pass defense especially. Like, I think, you added Trayvon Diggs. He's somebody that can, give you, 1 or 2 more seconds to get to the quarterback. So, yeah, I'm excited.
No, absolutely, especially with, like I said, the improvements that they've made at the defensive line. I'm starting to become more and more confident in that as time goes on. And want to highlight this chat from Lion Lifer in the chat. Shout out to you, big dog. He says, I'd make Diggs the nickel and let him try to compete for more from there. Do you think playing him at the nickel is possibly a good idea?
No.
No,
I'm really set on Abney playing the nickel.
Really?
I am.
Okay.
I love Abney. I love his tape. He's so smooth. I think that he is going to be, by the back end of the season, better than Amik Robertson was. I really do. I'm really high on Abney. I thought he should have gotten picked higher. I think teams were scared off by his size, but the tape is the tape. He's fluid. He's athletic. He hits hard. I really like him as a player. He is the prototypical nickel.
Yeah.
Smaller guy, but physical at the point of attack, good at jamming guys at the line, and he has great ball skills. I really am high on Keith Abney. I think if you bring Trayvon Diggs in, I think it's to relieve some pressure off a guy like Rocky Sin, so he doesn't have to play as high of a snap count, considering his age.
Yeah, I think so too. Putting him at nickel, I'm not really. I think we're setting the nickel room in terms of you got Christian Izzian, who the Lions have talked a lot about. You got Abney, like you said. A lot of people at this network are high on Abney. I like the kid as well. I am interested to see how much PT he might get this year because just based on the physical tools, he is somebody that can maybe take that spot for the future. And also just...
I think Abney's going to play outside corner.
I mean, the size, though. That's where you kind of get the turf.
He's going to start at CB2.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not possible, even with the size, but that's a lot to put on his plate in his rookie season. I just don't see the Lions doing that, especially with the veterans that we do have in that room. But maybe it is a possibility. But also Roger McCreary, even though we haven't heard a lot of him from training camp, he is somebody that is also on the roster set for that nickel spot. So I think we're actually good in terms of nickel. I see Trayvon Diggs playing on the outside. Maybe if you want to experiment with him at safety, I think that's something that you could possibly do as well. But overall, I would keep him just sticking to the outside, like you said, relief for Rocky Sin. But I do see what the thinking is behind that. I do.
And Woodward Sports Chat, quickest way is Super Chat, but we read all chats in here. Yep, Lions Lifer, Justin is always wave riding. Diggs has had all pro years in the NFL. Abney was a late round pick from a small school. I would not call Arizona State a small school.
Nah, not at all.
Second of all, he was projected to be a third round pick, and he fell because of his size. And then also, Trayvon Diggs is 5 years removed from being an All-Pro.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So
he's actually had quite the fall off since then.
Yeah, he has. And he played one game last year. It hasn't played a full season in, I believe, three seasons.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And especially when you know what the guys in the slot are? Quick and fast.
Absolutely.
And that is not where I want to put Trayvon Diggs because he's not the best coverer.
Yeah.
He's good at playing the ball. That's always been his deal. When he got the All-Pro, it's because he had a ridiculous amount of picks.
Absolutely.
So I think that he would be burnt toast in the nickel.
No, I agree with you. And there's a reason why he's out here on free agency, even though he is a former All-Pro corner. So but personally, like I said, he's not coming in to be the number one guy. He's not even coming in to be the number two guy. I like him very, very much so in a depth role for this Lions team. And I think it could pay dividends because, like I said, when you're in the position that they're in, you need all of the help that you can get. And you could do a lot worse than a Trayvon Diggs, who is, as of right now, one of the, I would say, upper echelon names in terms of corners that are on the free agent market right now.
They're calling Arizona State a small school when they made the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
Yeah,
that's a little wild.
It's kind of crazy. It's a little wild. Crazy, but it's okay. We appreciate everything here. But I do think. Do you think that he's going to sign? I mean, that's obviously hard to speculate. But
yeah.
Or let's phrase it like this: do you think that they're going to sign another veteran quarterback?
Yes, I do think that. I think the move for Trayvon Diggs kind of showed you that. However, I don't know if it's Trayvon Diggs because normally when you have these type of situations, you don't let guys leave the building, especially if it's a guy that you're only trying to get on a 1, maybe 2-year deal. I seriously doubt that, but a 1 to 2 year deal. You normally leave the building with that contract. So I kind of thought that was weird that, he came and worked out and you just haven't heard anything since. So yes, they will sign a corner. Don't know if it's going to be Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, I think they are going to sign a corner as well. I'm on that wavelength for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speculate if it's Trayvon Diggs because I question if Trayvon Diggs is the perfect corner that fits into this room. They probably need someone who's more healthy.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can't lie. I mean,
what? Even with Brand's history of signing injured guys? Come on, nah.
I mean, that's why it makes sense that he signs him. I would love for us to find a guy, even if he's maybe a little worse than Trayvon, that could stay healthy enough where they're a reliable backup corner.
I'm going to look up the list of corners on the free agent market, too, and trying to just gauge of what we really dealing with here. But I like the fact that he's doing it because I doubt he goes in the trade market and tries to use capital to go get one. That's what I would want. But, of course, we kind of, late into into camp at this point. You might not see that move. Possibly you could get a camp cut. That's they can acquire as well, but
KG,
who really knows?
I feel like trying to get a cornerback right now in this market is like trying to match a shop on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh,
like you
damn.
are just there's nothing there, and if there is, like it's not going to end well.
True. I'm looking up the cornerbacks right now. Shout out to Spotrac. We just gonna see.
And while you're doing that,
available.
Woodward Sports Super Chat, Showtime Tate 313. Shout out Devin the Dog 199 Super Chat. 51 clothing. Go support homies, and absolutely he made me a tough
I got a texting
shirt.
back, bro.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
And I wear that thing all the time, so make sure you guys tap in with him. He's got some great lines out there as
Check
well.
out the merch.
When Detroit Gunny, when do training camp cuts begin? I believe in this week.
Within either this week or next week for sure, for damn sure. Because I mean we're coming upon our first preseason
game is Thursday, so I would assume after Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. And just looking at this list right here of corners that are still available, some kind of notable names out there. You got Marshawn Lattimore at 30 years old. You got Trayvon Diggs, of course. Kenny Moore still out there at 30 years old. Tre'Davious White at 31.
Jesus.
How about this name right here?
Kenny.
Jeff Okudah. Jeff Okudah out there at 27 and a half years old, and Adoree Jackson as well. So just a few names. I mean, not the worst, but not the best either.
Those all kind of sound the same to me. Like you said, 30 years old, 30 years
There's
old,
a couple
30 years old.
of those in there that I'm kind of like Kenny Moore.
Kenny Moore, I'm really interested as to why he's been lingering so long out there.
The remember, he got in trouble for, what did he get in trouble for? Gambling? I think it was something to do with gambling.
Oh, yeah.
And he got cut by the Colts because they could like get out of his contract if they cut him.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, if they made that move, then I'll probably stay away from that. We know the Lions won't go towards, people of that nature for sure. But who else intrigues you on this list?
He was the best one on that list.
He was, for sure.
And that's when, and then they probably won't do it, but that's when I'm like the type, because like that's not like, all right, he didn't like, because like I have a moral line, he didn't kill anyone,
of course,
or rape anyone, or hit anyone. So I mean,
the way he tried to describe
in
a room full of people, he didn't. Yeah. But I'm very weary of guys 5'9". But I'm very weary of guys 5'9" and scraping around that area that play outside corner, especially in the NFC North, where you're gonna see a lot of tall wide receiver talent that could just go up and high point the football.
This cornerback room's starting to look like a little wrestling event, bro.
It's starting to look like micro wrestling.
Yeah, that's the name for it.
Oh, that's real, man. Also, I think that actually, if in terms of the best name on this market, Marshawn Lattimore is, but I know he's coming off that injury, so
we'll see.
Yeah, so I think in terms of just who's the best,
love him.
Yeah, that's another thing. But in terms of who the best on this list is, I got Marshawn Lattimore. He's only 30 years old, but once again, coming off that major, I think it was ACL tear or something of that nature. So, Willie or
yeah,
it's still loaded in.
Yeah,
okay. People that like mom, we'll be back in a short minute.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your number one online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball. Neil Rule and Sean Belizian wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's number one sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy is moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Two Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's number one sports network. Neil Rule and Sean Belizian wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's number one sports network. YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content. From on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports. Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around. Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Welcome back to Big D Energy. I am Justin Satawa, joined by Kentucky Green, KG. It's a pleasure. Neil and Sean are not here today. They were banned. This is a Michigan-friendly event, so that's why we're up here today.
Yep. Shout out Bryce.
Rocking with you guys. Shout out Bryce Underwood, the man. But we are welcoming in a very special guest, and that is Tim Stein of LaFontaine Cadillac, Buick, and GMC, and he has a really exciting project that he's been working on for a couple years with Braylon, and he's here to talk a little bit about it today.
Okay.
Having me, man. I love being back at the U of M course. I'm a diehard maize and blue. My wife went here. We've been working with Michigan and their athletes and their coaching staffs, all that for quite some time.
Damn right.
Thanks for giving me a few minutes on today. We're really excited about what's happening. So what's going on with you guys? What's the event today?
Oh, we're here at the Kid Again golf outing, and I mean hospitality is off the charts. I was going out there to play as the rain has now subsided here, but we want to hear more about you. I mean, we're going to sit up here for another hour and a half. Like, this is your time, so tell us about what's going on here. I am all in. I mean, Braylon's been talking about it to me for a little while now, so I want to hear it directly from the source. You're the man behind the plan.
All right, so we started. This really came to fruition a few years back when Woodward Sports really first started back over there at Lady Jane's, and Tim McCullum, Sam, and Joey. We started really. How can we get into this social media platform that's YouTube Golf? YouTube Golf has become just a huge platform for many different things. Now, I'm a golfer, so we started up our YouTube channel. I've been working with Joey to get this channel rolling and partner up with Woodward Sports so we can get some golf content out there and get our sponsors involved. So First and Fairway is where it's at. We're going to have really an announcement next week. Braylon and I have been working very hard on getting some content out, and next week we're going to get on his show and come on Woodward, and we have a very special announcement. So just stay tuned. Braylon's going to start putting the QR code out there. We'll get everybody subscribed, and we got some big things coming. We just can't wait.
Oh, that's awesome. And, we know you, of course, from the Randy Wise golf events that we would do back in the Woodward 1.0 days. But not to give too much away, because I know you're going to have the announcement on Braylon. But just, how is this venture a little bit different from maybe some of the ventures you tried before in the past?
Yeah, that's a great question. In the past, we were just kind of like, hey, how can we draw attention to the channel and LaFontaine now? I switched over to LaFontaine. They've really bought into this concept of trying to get the social media going compared to like television and radio, which isn't as profitable from an investment standpoint anymore because everybody live streams everything.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the digital age.
Yeah, we're in digital wave. So, the concept arrived with Woodward is, let's get some golf content out there because I know you guys want to get into that realm because it's so big right now. And Braylon and I, we get out there and we want to give back. All these charity events, all these celebrities we have run into, we want to draw attention to their foundations and also have a little fun out there on the golf course. So I can't thank LaFontaine enough and Joey really because we've been working together for probably a good 5 months just trying to figure out how we can make this work. So come next week, Braylon's all pumped up about it. He's going to be out here today. We're going to be out there filming. I'm going to get some content. We're going to go live on the channel. So,
nice.
We should have some fun out there, and we'll just next week, we just stay tuned. We're going to get on there and have a great time with this.
Yep, make sure you stay tuned next week on the Braylon Edwards Show. I dropped the link in the YouTube chat so they can all subscribe to First and Fairways. That will be coming out, and with official announcements next week. Make sure you stay tapped in today.
Yes.
Because they are going to be on the golf course and going to be having a great time. So thank you so much for your time, Tim. We appreciate you. Anything else you want to say to the people before we let you go?
Yeah, well, we just appreciate everybody following. Obviously, this works with our subscribers. We need everybody to like, follow, get involved. There's a few events that we do, just to give you a little snippet. Next week, we're starting it. We're going to have a big announcement. One of my big events we do is the VIP golf experiences. We're going to pick a couple winners from all of our subscribers. We pick one winner. They bring 3 of their friends, and we pick them up in the party bus we have. We bring them to whatever course they want. We got 4 or 5 really nice clubs we can pick. They take us on. We're going to have a team from Woodward Sports that will take them on in a 4 versus 4. We wine them, we dine them. Those are some of the events that are just fantastic. So we're going to do that next week as well. So be on the lookout for that.
Listen, I don't know how to golf, but can I join?
Well, no.
Just for moral support? I mean,
hey, at the end of the day, when we're out there golfing, we don't really want someone who hits it right down the middle every time. That's no fun.
Yeah, true.
We need some good content.
Hey, you
out
can
there.
ask Braylon.
I'll carry some bags.
He was out with me. We were out yesterday, me and Braylon, and
nice.
I think that we were having a pretty good time. So
How'd
maybe
you play?
I played pretty well.
He beat Braylon, actually.
Well, I was saving that, but
yes, sorry.
I lost the overall round, but we did bet on the last 3 holes.
Yeah.
He gave me one singular stroke, not a stroke per hole, one singular stroke on the last 3 holes, and I beat him on hit a 20-foot putt to beat him. And then we played a par 3 on camera as well, and I beat him in that as well. But
nice.
he beat me in the whole round by 5 strokes. I shot a 92. I was very proud of myself. Best round of the year. So
shout out to Braylon. I'm sure he talked to you about his round on Wednesday when we played, right?
No, he did not.
Oh, he played really well.
He doesn't like to
really.
brag.
Yeah, I was about to say
he's pretty humble about his golf game, and I appreciate that because he can hit it a mile.
Well, his last 5 holes, 6 holes, he was 1 over par, and I told him that's the best I've seen him play. He's really working on his game, and we have our series coming up. We already got a few rounds in. It's called Breaking 90 with Braylon, and he's really serious about this golf and playing it the right way, not moving the ball, not these scrambles. So be on the lookout for Breaking 90 with Braylon. It's a great series. It's going to be some great content. We just hope everybody loves what we're putting together. So
from NFL wide receiver to pro golfer in the making.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, I'm on the IR. I had a little injury with my hip, but I'm coming back soon. So I'm going to be out there hosting. Braylon and I make a great team because I got a little bit more of a game, but he gets all these strokes. So we're looking forward to this Sunday. We have a big match set up. We have Darren McCarty and Joey Kosher.
Shout out
against Braylon and the Big Show, which is one of my buddies on the channel. He's a personality, and you don't want to miss this. This is a little grudge match at Prestwick Village, and it's our 2v2s, and we're going to have the cameras out, and there's going to be a lot of fun at this event. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. That's going to be a great watch. So stay tapped in. Is it going to be posted on Sunday, you think?
It will be. It might not be posted on Sunday. We're going to film it. We got to get some edits out. But this week, we've already done some promos. Be on the lookout on Woodward. We have a promo video that's going to pump up this match. And on Sunday, we're going to be out there. And First and Fairway, we've done 3 of these challenges, and we're 3-0 right now. So,
okay.
Okay.
All right, pop your stuff,
like
man. Okay.
We do not like to lose. Us Wolverines are, in it to win, baby.
Yes, sir. So next week, stay tuned in. Darren McCarty, Joey Kosher versus Braylon, and the Big Show. Going to be a big show, for lack of a better term.
Show.
There we go. Thank you, Tim. Tim Stein, LaFontaine. Going to have some exciting stuff thrown out on Braylon's show this week, so stay tapped in. Subscribe to First and Fairways, and we appreciate your time. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll get back to you with some more Lions football. We appreciate our sponsors, Mad Packs, Thrive, and Loom, as well as LaFontaine, obviously, with Tim Stein here. We'll catch you in a minute.
Thanks, everybody.
For Detroit Tigers coverage, make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content from on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Justin Satawa here. Let me tell you about Loom. My good friends over there hooked me up with their reward system. Yesterday, I got a Great Society C, which is my favorite cart on the market, for $5. That's a $30 cart for $5. I did lose it on the golf course, which was a big out.
Of course you
So
did.
I'll be back at Loom today using code WSN30 as well as picking up a Loom Energy Buzzin'. These are 7.5 milligrams of pure bliss with 100 milligrams of caffeine. So it's the perfect blend of a nice light buzz and the pickup of an energy drink. So make sure you tap in with Loom right now. They have every thing that you want at a dispensary, and they are all over the state of Michigan. From Birmingham, Royal Oak to Petoskey, they have it all. So make sure you tap in with Loom today.
Petoskey, that's your stomping grounds over there.
Oh yeah, no, it's literally 3 miles from my house up there.
Wow.
So,
Justin got a boat out there, y'all. He buried the lead, but this man has a boat, so I'm just saying.
I'm trying to get you up one time.
Hey, I'm always down to go on a boat. Stop
yes,
playing.
sir. I mean, so we'll make that happen, kid.
Yeah,
Come on,
for sure.
We'll make that happen.
As long as I got the white cosign, I'll be okay. So
yeah,
can't go up there by myself.
Shout out to my dad. My dad's listening. You are my dad's favorite.
Yeah, shout out Papa Sats, man.
You know how it is. But we are back. We got lots of football to dive back into, and everybody's favorite preseason topic is what is on
it just
the
won't
docket.
die.
Come on, baby. The backup quarterback.
Another year, man.
Another year, another dollar.
God damn.
All right, so yesterday it was announced that Teddy Bridgewater is walking away from the team, retiring again, whatever you want to call it. The saga of the last 2 years of the repeatedly coming and going of Teddy B. I don't understand it. However, at this point, he shouldn't be the quarterback too. When he came in, he wasn't even throwing passes. He was just being a Michigan quarterback in the previous years, just handing the football.
Right.
So I think that Luke Altmaier, I will say, he looked pretty impressive in some of the clips that they put out there. I'm excited to see what the kids got in the preseason. However, I was never thought that he was going to be a QB2 on this team. There's a lot of people who thought that he was going to be, but they just signed Josh Dobbs, the Pastronaut, who I think that every single person, when they talk about the backup quarterback, asks for one thing. Can he come in a 2 or 3 game stretch and win a couple games against some like mediocre teams? Can he not look like abysmally terrible? And I think that that's what you're going to see with Josh Dobbs. I mean, we've seen it out of stretches. He is the perfect backup quarterback, essentially. He can go on a 5-game tear. We saw it with the Cardinals, and then he went with the Vikings in 1 game. Like, that is the type of quarterback that you want. Obviously, if it's for an extended period of time, if Jared Goff really goes down and gets hurt and is out for the season or for 6+ weeks, you might be effed. But in terms of a short span where you have to lean on the backup quarterback, I like no one else more than Josh Dobbs. in the NFL sense.
No, I absolutely love this move. And first and foremost, thank you, Teddy Two Gloves, for your service, man. Like,
no, he's for the people. I love Teddy Bridgewater.
No, man, for real. They absolutely love him in the clubhouse.
I fell in love with him at Louisville, in all due respect.
Oh, yeah, I've been a Teddy fan for forever, except when he played for the Vikings, of course. But, just throughout his career, it's a damn shame his career went in the way that it did. But, when they first brought him in, he was a big help in terms of helping to mature J-Mo a little bit. I remember him, kind of being that veteran presence that J-Mo sorely needed around that time. And ever since then, he's kind of been a fixture with the Lions. I think it was more so from a trying to become a coach standpoint, because they literally called this guy up. He was coaching high school ball, and they decided to bring him back. As a QB2 in this league, though, I absolutely hated it. And once again, I love Teddy, but he should not be a number 2 quarterback in this league. You saw what he's done with the Lions. Not really that much. You saw what he did with the Bucs as well. And it's that time. So the fact that they went out and got a Josh Dobbs, I was actually kind of shocked by that, because I thought that they would just put Luke Altmaier in that QB2 role. We've heard a lot about him. They seem to like this kid a lot, and I do think the future for Luke Altmaier is to be the solidified QB2 for the Lions going forward. But this kind of shows you that the Lions are very, very serious about this year, and if Jared Goff were to go down, you do have somebody in a Josh Dobbs that, brings a little bit of a different skill set. He's a little more mobile, has a little bit more of a powerful arm, but he's somebody, or just a little more more mobile than Goff. But he brings, just a different element to the team, and he is somebody that can absolutely win a couple games for you. God forbid Jared Goff were to go down. We have been pretty blessed in that regard, Goff staying upright, but it's just good to have an insurance policy, and I'm glad that they went out and got somebody that can win games like a Josh Dobbs.
So 3-0 preseason? Is that what I'm hearing?
I kind of see it, because he's going to get the run, so I kind of see it.
JB, you are the spokesperson for the backup quarterback.
Yeah, you are, man.
Let's not lie about this, all right?
We got to bring this back up.
We're a while away from Hendon Hooker. I mean, I know that was your guy. Sorry to bring up old memories.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the backup quarterback in the Detroit Lions room?
I mean,
do you like Josh Dobbs? Better than Hendon Hooker?
It's better than Hendon Hooker. You definitely got to upgrade there.
Thank God. All right. I was worried for a second.
I will admit that you definitely got to upgrade. I don't know what happened with Teddy Bridgewater, so that is still that huge question mark up there. But unfortunately, you know what? I was kind of hoping for Luke Altmaier to kind of slide into that QB2 role. I mean, I did see him at training camp, and he does need some help, but I think it can grow and get better, especially under Goff's tutelage. But Josh Dobbs, I mean, not a bad pickup, honestly. You need someone.
Yeah, and
Chad is wilding right now. I gotta hit.
Oh, they
Chad,
are. Yeah,
dude.
go ahead. We'll
they're talking about they brought him in so that Petzing and Dobbs won't be all together. And there's literally like 5 comments in there of people saying that.
Terrible. The ball head was going.
Why they probably did bring him in though is because Petzing and Dobbs were together in Arizona.
Yep.
And there is a familiarity there. So when you're looking at, he played for the Pats last year, you know, got to the Super Bowl. So he brings in a little bit of some more championship level experience to the locker room as well. And I like that considering the level of, mentorship that Teddy Bridgewater gave the team. You talked about it with J-Mo's development. And look at J-Mo now. I mean, J-Mo looks as mature as he possibly could be, still with the smile on his face, still doing all this fun stuff, but he seems like he is ready to hit that next level. He's got the confidence. So, and I appreciate Teddy Bridgewater. I don't want to get that twisted, but Josh Dobbs is going to be a lot better when you insert him into this offense if there is a case of Goff going down. And that makes me, because you never know. You really never know. Goff could, fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Just don't put the.
I'm not even going to put it out there.
Right. Kick the wood.
Anything could happen on any given day. And so it's very, good to have the level of depth that we need to have. So we appreciate everyone in the chat. A lot of them are vibing.
What's up? Hey, shout out.
Hey, look at this.
Jesse, Tyler. We got the whole gang, man.
Great to see you.
Shout out, man.
But yeah, I mean, What's
up, Jesse? How you doing?
It's
Good
great
to see you, man.
finally have a backup QB. I think that we can all get to that point. And so let's pivot and do you want to take a break or do you want to go to the other preseason topic that we have?
We can just keep rolling.
All right, well, let's just keep rolling. So it came out via Dan Campbell. I'm going to pull up the report to make sure that I get it right about starters playing in the preseason. And he said that no starter will be playing in this first preseason game, but they will be there's a chance that they play in the second preseason game against Washington. Here's what he said. DC doesn't plan to play most of the starters in the first preseason game, this week in Cincinnati. He said starters could play versus Washington the following week, and that is per Tim Twentyman.
I think that's very interesting. It's kind of what I predicted that the Lions would do, because you want to be able to get your guys, especially with the absence of joint practice, you want to be able to go out there and get your guys some really good work. However, there's certain veterans on this team that at this point you don't really need the preseason, or if you are going to play them in preseason, you want to play them on a limited snap count just to go out there, knock some of the rust off, kind of get in that game mode without, the risk of a potential injury. So I think this is a smart move by Dan Campbell to, what I envision is he'll play some of the starters, whatever starters that he feels he needs to play, and everybody else will just, keep it zip down tight until the season starts. But it's along the lines of what I envisioned them doing, so I'm all on board for it, and I think that this is a nice change of pace from what we've done over the past 2 years.
Yeah,
sure.
I do agree. I did want to see the starters in there in a decent regard, especially those Chuck Clark's a starter.
Yeah.
Maddox is a starter.
Yeah.
I want to see them out there.
Yeah.
I want to see them at least getting a drive in a game. Like, I'm not asking for a lot. I don't expect a lot, but I do think that to keep the health of these players, like it is a different thing going from practice to games. Like, I've had Braylon talk to me about that multiple times, and I've asked him during this training camp, like, what is the difference between being in-game and being at training camp? And there is a huge difference in speed. You can't even stimulate it necessarily in joint practices because it's not a game.
Right.
And now there's no joint practices. So that's where – and I like that, honestly. I think that joint practices are – more intensive practices that lead into a preseason game as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much, hitting, contact between the two teams, where I love that Dan Campbell switched his method this year and went away from joint practices, because the definition of insanity
of just, the intensity that you spoke about, but also both sides wanting to get after it. You see a lot of fights during these joint practices, and that can kind of work against you if you're the Lions. And the one thing that they can't have is a slow start, because this Lions offense, we saw last year they had that slow start. You got absolutely embarrassed in Green Bay. So I think it's imperative, especially in the first 7 weeks of the season, the Bills notwithstanding, for you to get off to a hot start, because that can kind of set the pace for what the rest of the season will be, and in terms of the Lions' chase for the playoffs. So I think it's absolutely imperative they go out there, they get that work. It's hard to simulate that with just a practice. Going out there, running through the tunnel, getting in that actual huddle, being in the stadium, I think that kind of makes the world of difference. But you just got to monitor snap counts, and you just got to be mindful of, okay, how long am I leaving this guy out there? What am I trying to see in that amount of time? And, can I get what I want to get out of this while I have him out here in the preseason, and then you just pull these guys back? So I'm not mad at the strategy at all, not one bit.
JB, how you feeling about starters playing in the preseason?
I mean, I respect Dan Campbell for at least coming out and admitting that, hey, I'm not playing these guys. They worked hard. But as you said, Justin, once again, practice is a lot different than in-game. I would at least like to see you ramp up their playing time a little bit. First game, give me one drive. Second game, give me at least 2 drives. Third, all right, quarter, just so I know that you guys are ready and you're built tough for this long season that you have ahead, because game one, no one is in practice mode anymore. This is full live pass, and they are hitting. And it's going to be hard, and it's going to be rough to sit here and try and somewhat make it through the season without any injury. So you might as well get that toughening of the skin and everything ready to go before game one.
And honestly, it pissed me off last year. Like watching the product of Week 1 NFL last year was awful.
It was nuts.
Everyone wasn't playing their starters in preseason, and everyone looked awful. No one could put together clean drives. It was gimmicky. That was just so, when we played Green Bay, we didn't look ready at all.
No, not even
close. We looked
close.
like we. Yeah, that really pissed me off last year. So going into this year, and we play the Saints Week 1, and we technically have a ramp up with how our schedule is. Obviously, we play the Bills in Week 2, but you can ramp up to Week 2 with week 1. You're not going to need a great performance to beat the Saints in week 1.
No.
You can have it play a 7 out of 10 game, and you're still going to win.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to see, though, because it's so big, because obviously there's the 0-2 stat, and you don't want to be going into Buffalo 0-1. So I think like that's where ramping up into the season is so important, and hopefully it translates to less injuries that just come out of like non-contact and from wear down and fatigue. Like that's where I want to avoid that type of injury this year. I understand the hits are going to happen, the concussions, like the small stuff. That
you can get injured anywhere. That's
but like the non-contact from what I believe is from fatigue, from whatever's going on, or just their cleats getting stuck in the turf.
Yeah.
Shout out NFL, give us grass fields.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, it will never happen.
It's not cost effective.
Yeah,
grass.
It's not. So I think it's a good thing. I'm very excited to see what the preseason looks like and how this progresses towards the season, and what types of players get how many reps. Because, I mean, obviously, like St. Brown will probably get 2 drives the entire preseason.
Yeah,
but that's fine. He doesn't need it because he looked good last year.
Exactly. For guys like that, you don't really expect it. But for a new offensive line, I think that's going to be key to kind of see what they're going to do, because I do project you'll see a decent amount of offensive line starters in the first couple games, albeit they may not play long. But with a new system, Drew Petzing coming in, a new offensive line, these guys have not played a snap, with the guy next to him. So I think that's a very interesting dynamic, and I do kind of wonder if it's wise to hold Jared Goff out of these preseason contests, because, Dan Campbell said that you have a better chance of seeing Tom Kennedy at quarterback than seeing Jared Goff in that first game. And you kind of predicted that, but I do wonder if that's something throughout the whole preseason that they'll choose to opt into, because I feel like, if Jared Goff were to go out there and just get a drive or 2, I feel like that's beneficial just for the Lions offense as a whole, just having that leadership out there, having them get some reps as well. But what do you feel about, the prospect of Jared Goff not playing in the preseason at all?
I will tell you that after you tell me about Thrive.
Oh, I will. I don't know the Thrive read, but
I'm going to tell you about Thrive.
Yes. There you go.
Elite transition.
My bad.
Right. Almost.
I'll tell you about Thrive, and then after the break, we will talk more about why Jared Goff should, I think, not play in the preseason. I think KG thinks that he should. We'll tell you that after the break. All right. Let me tell you about Thrive. It's not your daddy's dip. Clean caffeine. 200 milligrams of caffeine in the whole box, 50 milligrams tablets. And let me tell you, this is such an elite play. These little things, look, we got all of them right here. There's the wintergreen, the cinnamon, the peppermint, and the peach citrus.
That peach citrus go
personal
crazy.
Favorite. When you have the afternoon lulls, don't put gut-wrenching energy drinks in your system. Make sure you check out Thrive at dipstop.com. Use code WSN for 15% off your entire order. So make sure you tap in with Thrive and thrive in your life and get caffeinated today.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Big shout out to Mad Packs, the maddest of packs. And if you ain't in on Mad Packs, what are you doing, man? Mad Packs is trying to hook you up with some great products. And in particular, they got the gummies popping right now. They got the Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash rising gummies and the High-Low 200 milligram live resin gummies, along with the same Mad Packs that you know, the extracts, blizzard packs, flower and pre-rolls. They got everything that you need to get right for the fall. So make sure you go to getmadpacks.com today. Don't waste time. Get it today. Mad flavor, mad high, mad packs.
And we back.
We are.
Yeah, we got
and
a little,
we substituted the white boys. What's going on here?
Yep.
What's going on?
Yep. We have submitted a trade.
Yeah, right. We would like to announce a trade. We have traded Justin Satawa for Gordon Jones and future pick considerations.
Yep.
Gordon, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. Shout out to the Detroit Lions for just signing a UFL legend. I already forgot his name, though, and my phone's over there, but we did sign a cornerback from the UFL.
Oh, he'll save us, clearly.
So, yeah, guys, don't worry. Hey, and he's actually 6 feet tall.
What? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
What a strong move by the Lions. Nah, but just overall, what are your thoughts on just the Lions going into this season, kind of how training camp is shaking out to this point? What are you seeing out there, Gordon?
I mean, training camp it's really tough to see, but I like what I've seen out of a couple of different guys that are going up against like hard competition. We've heard a couple little things about like guys like Ahmad Hassanin, where he's going up against some guys that are studs, and going up against Penne, going up against like Cade Mays, going up against a lot of these guys, and holding his own and doing very well and impressing a lot of people. So. That's great if we have, another defensive end in that rotation and, a guy that can contribute. That'd be awesome. But like I said, it's really just some of the smaller guys, some of those, auxiliary, guys that you expect to come in and make a difference, but you're not going to, hear their name called all the time, right? But without them, it would be far more noticeable. The biggest thing for me is just the level of compete. Like these guys are, going out here and beating the hell out of each other. And shout out to Justin. He will be right back with you guys in just a second. But the defense is going to have to hold water, just do just enough to, keep this offense afloat. Because I think this year for the Detroit Lions, this offense can be prolific. This can be one of the most dominant offenses that we have seen. And that's saying a lot because we've already seen some great work from the Detroit Lions offense. I mean, last year, guys like Jared Goff had a career year, even with, a bad, overall, like bad offensive line and team struggling. So if, we have a Jared Goff playing that well and, we have a St. Brown that, can catch the ball again. I mean, I'm not gonna go too far with that.
J-Mo as well. He led the league in drops.
Yep, same thing with him. If they can, catch the freaking ball. Oh my God, I'm thrilled with what this Detroit Lions offense could be.
Yeah, absolutely. And even last year, even with how bad they were still a top 5 scoring offense. And kind of going back to your point about the defensive line, I'm really, really looking forward to what they can bring because you have heard nothing but good things out of camp in terms of the interior. Aleem looks good. Tyleik Williams has been contributing.
Yeah.
Ahmed Hassanin, Derek Moore. You've heard these names pop up. And, over the last couple of weeks, I've kind of felt better in terms of going into the season with our secondary because if that defensive line can go out there and just create havoc and chaos, of course, Hutch as well. We already know what he can do.
Right.
Oh, man, that'll go a long ways in terms of just helping your secondary out in these games, especially for a Lions defense that last year, time to get to passer was last in the league. So.
Yeah, and a big thing that I'm looking for the Detroit Lions.
You got the Tigers on your brain. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah. Big thing I'm looking for with the Detroit Lions is playing complementary football again.
Yeah.
We saw, Bates and Jack Fox, those guys are always going to go out
Studs.
there and, get it done, like special teams. We have a lot of rookies. We have a lot of guys that I think are going to be flying around doing a great job. So not very worried about special teams. It's can the defense, get a stop and set up the offense? Can the offense, build a lead and help the defense out? That they have to play off of each other very well, and that's something that we didn't see at all last year.
Yeah, and I got breaking news coming in. Wait, what is this? Oh, so I'm being told that Woodward Sports is releasing Gordon Jones and bringing back Justin Satawa on a 1-year deal. So, yeah.
This is awkward.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. The news just came in, hot off the presses. Justin Satawa now returns to us here at Woodward Sports. Justin, how was your hiatus?
It was very good. I got lost in this big, beautiful golf course. Had to take a little stroll. You know how it is. Maybe.
I thought you was doing too, man. I was worried about you.
Maybe a little, shout out to Bad Packs.
Okay, all right. Thanks for letting your boy know.
Keep it a buck, I mean, you got to take care of business. You know what I'm
absolutely.
Anyway, so you guys were talking about the Lions defense, and
yes.
Did you guys talk about Goff though?
No, we didn't. I was saving that for you, big dog.
Thank you. All right, I do not want to see Goff in the preseason. I think last year when we saw him in Week 1 and when he struggled, I think that was more how bad the offensive line was, and they did not have any synergy. They did not look like a unit, and we know what Jared Goff looks like in those types of conditions.
Right.
And so I'm not going to blame that on Jared Goff. It's a little different for JG, to be honest. Yes, it's reading defenses at that quicker speed, but at the same time, he's done it. He's a vet. He's been in the league for 8+ years, and I'm not worried about Jared Goff going and playing in the preseason. He has the resume. He will go out there and sling it. I don't have a doubt about that if the line is intact. Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't want to see in the preseason.
No.
I think that's different. He plays a position that I don't think gets better if he goes out and sees in the preseason. He knows how to hit the gap. That's his job.
Right.
I don't have any worry about that. I want to keep the tread on the tires, so I don't want Gibbs playing. St. Brown and JMO, maybe a drive, but I really don't need to see them either, to be completely honest. I'm more talking about when I want to see starters, it's a lot more on the defense.
Yeah.
I want to see Devin White out there a little bit. I want to see, like I said, Chuck Clark, Avonte Maddox, Nick Whiteside. I want to see, Abney. I want to see not DJ Reed, maybe a drive or two, because he didn't have a great year last year.
Coming off an injury as well.
Coming off an injury. Probably you're going to want to see a little bit of rock just to get you, because I feel like those older veterans, as they know how to prepare, you also want to get them some in-game reps because you need to keep them healthy. But the guys who you have paid a high bill contracts, those are the guys I'm not looking to play in the preseason. The Gibbses of the world, the Campbells, everyone who's pretty much been extended. The only offensive starter I think I want to see outside of Blake Miller, Mahogany, and probably Tate in Cade Mays is I think that they're going to put Laporte out there for a snap or two,
I can see
a
that.
drive or two, just to get him acclimated back after his back.
Yeah, no, I agree with most of what you are saying. And when I say that Goff, should play in the preseason, it's not from a place of he needs to play in the preseason, because obviously Goff's been doing this long enough. He's a vet among vets in this league and one of the best QBs in all of football. I know some of y'all get mad at that statement, but the facts are the facts. So it's not necessarily for him. I think it's more so for the offensive line. And in terms of offensive line starters, I want to see the whole offensive line out there. Now, they don't have to play the whole game. I would prefer no more or no less than 2 drives, no more than a quarter. But overall, I think it would benefit them to have their signal caller out there actually in a game time situation, being able to react to Goff changing plays at the line, being able to call out those protections and just kind of get you prepped for what that NFL schedule will look like, especially, like I said, for an offensive line. These guys have not played with each other in any capacity in terms of the makeup of what this lineup is. So I think it'll benefit Cade Mays, a guy that's, year 4 or 5 in this league. I think that would benefit him. I think it would absolutely benefit a Blake Miller, a Tate Radlich going into year 2, a Christian Mahogany, who we still don't know if he's the starter at left guard. You kind of have a battle going on right there. And, Panay, clearly he doesn't need it as well. He's the best at his position. But it doesn't hurt to get some of that wear and tear off as well. So that's what I would like to see. And like I said, Jared Goff being out there is more for the benefit of just running the offense and those guys on the offensive line just getting ready for what those games will look like early on.
Yeah, I think you made some great points in there. I got a list here of the full tryout list for today of the Detroit Lions, and I'm just going to run through it.
Okay.
There's not really we don't really have to go in deep with it. I just want to tell the people who they could expect to possibly be added to this roster and in this training camp period. So, linebacker from Florida, Amari Burney, Trayvon Diggs, obviously. Linebacker Milo Effler.
Oh, I know who that is.
Quarterback Jake Haener.
I know
Wide
him too.
receiver Julian Hicks. Wide receiver Ray McLeod. Linebacker Amen Ogbongbi. Oh, you got that. You got that.
Amen what?
He's like, you try.
Where is it? I don't see it.
The second to last one.
Amen Bonga Bonga beat up boot bop but then oh yeah, I don't know what his name is. I can't got it.
All right, and then quarterback Jack Plummer. So I actually know a couple of those names because they're a couple college football legends,
right.
elite ball knowledge polls.
Not to be involved with the offense just because of the familiarity with Drew Petzing and the offense, and just the fact that he can go out there and make plays. Man, I'm really a big fan of Greg Dortch. So, but yeah, I mean, shit, I'm not mad at them. Maybe trying to trot out another wide receiver and see what they got popping there.
Yeah, I go like that. I mean, you need the depth. Like, if one of them goes down, you need another person who can be up here in a serviceable wide receiver 4 role. I think that everyone's comfortable with an injury at our wide receiver room because it is so deep. Like, you're really running, 4 deep of, like, everyone could easily slot up and play that role. Like, you could, like, if St. Brown were to, have to miss a few games, which, he's been very, very consistently healthy during his career. And because Jameson Williams, he could step and play wide receiver 1. We saw it again in the Packers game.
Absolutely.
Isaac Tesla, everyone wants to say, he's wide receiver 2 potential, but, is he really there yet? I personally think he's not, but I think he could get there. But I'd be comfortable with him, stepping up into that role. And then obviously Dortch played wide receiver 3 for the Cardinals last year, and Petzing loves him. So I think that there's a lot of good stuff going on in that wide receiver room. I think it's one of the most elite in terms of depth in the entire NFL.
I can't wait to see those guys get after it. But we're going to take a short break.
Yes, sir.
We'll take a break real quick and be right back.
Packs?
I will. Oh, I did Mad Packs when you came back. So.
All right, so then Loom again.
Yes.
Let me tell you about Loom. Loom, I'm about to hit that on the way to the studio. Come on. WSN 30 is going to hook you up as it hooks me up as well. Get you that good discount on that good cushion. They got the Buzzin' Energies, 7.5 milligrams with 100 milligrams of caffeine. They are light and high, but bold in flavor, and that 100 milligrams of caffeine hits a real kick in you. So make sure you tap in with them today. The best energy drink that I've ever had, because who doesn't like getting high as they're getting woken up? I mean, that's just sounds like the best combo to me. So make sure you tap in today. Loom Cannabis from Petoskey all the way down to Royal Oak. Make sure you tap in with them.
For more Detroit Tigers coverage, make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content from on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports.
Now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Shout out, we off the dome with this one, so bear with me. But shout out to Chad and Chris of Supreme Lending, also Christina Gennari as well. I know she works over there with those guys, and they're trying to get you in a home, plain and simple. So you want to reach out to Supreme Lending to help you. They got all types of plans, no matter what your budget, they will look out for you. And they're also running a promotion. You get $500, up to $500 off of your closing costs just by, trying to sign up and just talking to those guys over there. So big shout out to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending, and make sure you call them today.
And welcome back to Big D Energy.
We got through it.
It's something that starts with M Monday that I'm going to not say out loud, even though we have two sponsors that are, the headline of it. So shout out to Lube and Mad Packs for helping us on this M Monday. For that's what me and KG call these morning streams, where it's just me and him. We bring a different vibe. We got the reggae going.
Absolutely.
So make sure you smash that like button for the boys. Leaders and best out here. Applied Innovation Golf Classic for A Kid Again Foundation. Great cause. So make sure you go to akidagain.com and you tap in with them. Donate to this great charity and great cause.
Beautiful charity.
It's for the people, and they take great care of people who help them out. So
absolutely. I've had the pleasure of doing some videography work for A Kid Again last year with the Toledo Mud Hens game. Just a great organization, man, and just what they do for those children is absolutely unbelievable. So big shout out to A Kid Again. Happy to be a part of this event.
Yes, absolutely. And now we are going to turn to shout out to the Honolulu Blues on Twitter.
Okay.
They pulled 10,000 Lions fans for who is the current top 10 players on the roster. And it's spicy. I already don't agree with some of them on this list. So we're gonna get it going. Do you want me to read it from 10 or read it from 1?
Got to do it from 10 to 1.
Reading it from 10. At number 10, Kirby Joseph. At number 9, Sam Laporta.
Okay.
At number 8, Brian Branch. At number 7, Jamison Williams. At number 6, Jack Campbell. At number 5, Jared Goff. At number 4, Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
At number 3, Amon-Ra St. Brown. At number 2, Jahmyr Gibbs. At number 1, Penei Sewell. Initial reactions, KG.
Wow.
You can look at it on my phone if you want to.
Yeah, that is quite the list there. And just shout out to the Lions. I mean, look, that's a loaded top 10 list.
That's ridiculous.
To have 10 of these guys on your team.
When you're talking all-pro at 10.
Yeah, that's.
Like, we're talking Kirby Joseph all-pro at 10.
That's absolutely.
Interception leader in 2024. That's who we're talking at number 10.
That's insane.
And that's underrated, by the way. Shout out to Super Bowl. I mean, that's underrated. That's my first gripe with this list. Kirby Joseph's way too low. If we're talking healthy Kirby Joseph, he is I'm sorry, I love Jamison Williams, I do, but he is the best free safety in the league when he's healthy. He has stats comparing him to Ed Reed.
That's a
fact. This guy is an absolute animal, and honestly, it's pretty absurd that he's at 10. He has the pedigree, and we're talking about Laporta coming off injury too.
Yeah.
Laporta is at best the 6th best tight end in the league.
Yeah,
maybe
that is
5.
a fact.
The tight end position is loaded. I cannot take Sam Laporta over Kirby Joseph. I cannot take Jamison Williams over Kirby Joseph. I think that is madly disrespectful by the Lions fan base. I understand he is injured, and if that's the reason you have J-Mo over him, that's fine. But Laporta was also hurt, and I can't vibe with that. Yeah. I think that he needs to be at least 8.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I'm going to ask you a question, though. So they have Brian Branch at 8, Kirby at 10. Should he be above Brian Branch?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not mad at it because, like you said, all the stats lead to him being the best safety in football when healthy, when on the field. And we know Zuper watches the shows, so shout out to Zuper, of course. We don't want no smoke, big dog. I promise you we don't. We big Kirby fans over here. But, yeah, I agree with you. J-Mo, I can see him maybe being dropped down.
I would put Kirby at 7, Branch at 8. Branch would sit at 8.
All right.
J-Mo.
Yeah.
Laporta.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I do understand why maybe you would put Laporta a little bit higher just based on what he has done. I know he's coming off an injury, but I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. And the one that really caught me was Jared Goff at 5. I thought it was guaranteed he'd be top 3, like most definitely. Does Jared Goff at 5 shock you at all?
Yeah, especially coming from Lions fans.
Yeah. Lions fans.
Like, Lions fans are so privy to loving Jared Goff, and they're so protective of Jared Goff, where that does surprise me, no doubt. I really believe that as much as I love Saint, and he has the All-Pro under the belt, I just think that like Goff and him are the perfect complement, and you can't have St. Brown without Goff.
You can't.
And so I would be, and I'm not disrespecting Saint. I think Saint is a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL.
Of course.
And this is a different type of argument than my last argument, because my argument for Laporta was that Kirby's the best free safety in the league, and Laporta is at best the 6th best tight end. This is different. Positional value still matters. And
positional value.
Quarterback is the most important position on the field. So I'm going to put him at 3, put Gibbs at 2, because I do believe this is going to be Gibbs' all-pro season.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go number 1, Penei Sewell.
If I were to redo this, I would definitely put Penei 1 because I think that's unquestioned. He's a gold jacket loading. At 2, I would probably do Goff at 2. And once again, for those fans out there, you can say what you want. The numbers don't lie. Like, Jared Goff is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. And as far as the Lions are concerned, he is a top 3 player on this Lions team, like, hands down. So I would put Goff at 2. I would move Jameer to 3. Between Amon-Ra and Hutch, who do you think should be above who in terms of that?
Saint.
You would put Saint over consistent. Hutch. Well, I guess you can say that. He's been consistent, but I mean, you can make the same argument for Hutch. He's been pretty consistent throughout his career.
He has, but
he's actually gotten better.
I think that Hutch has a higher ceiling, but I think he's just not there yet. And I think that Saint is. And right now, Saint's just put on better seasons than Hutch.
I hate to be Neil, but are you saying there's another level there for Hutch?
Yes, I am.
That's what you're getting at. Is he helped wire in?
Is he help?
I think he has
help. Why?
Yeah.
Now he does.
No, absolutely.
Everyone's saying great things about Wanham, and I mean, I was always high on Derek Moore, so I think that I think it's not going to be a gimmicky edge room. I think that's where we have missed the last couple of years. Like we've had 10 sack guys, we've had AQM, we've had James Houston, but at the end of the day, they were gimmicky third down guys that could get to the quarterback here and
playing above their head a little bit.
They were never going to be studs.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that you have a chance to get some guys. I think Moore has a chance to be better than both those guys, and I'm talking about in an every down capacity.
Yeah.
And then in terms of what Wanham brings, it's what they were asking Davenport to do the last 2 years that he just hasn't been healthy enough to do. He has the same type of play style, run stuffer, huge guy. I think that when Davenport was healthy, it really took a lot of pressure off of Hutch in the run game, which allowed him to be freed up to be a better pass rusher.
You mean for the 6 plays he was healthy?
I'm talking about when he was healthy 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
When they both were healthy at the same time for a brief
for 2 games.
Yep.
It sounds not much difference.
Hey,
but
look, I'm just calling it like I see it. When they were playing together, obviously it wasn't for a long period of time.
Right.
It was
literally
nice.
a game.
It was nice.
Game and a half.
Yeah, it was nice seeing someone on the other side that was comparable that could actually do something.
No, I totally agree with you.
Because
and
it's more important to have less time to throw than to actually get to the quarterback.
Yeah, well, no, I think getting to the quarterback I get what you mean, but
well, you have to do both. But
yeah,
we were top 10 in sacks, but we were 32nd in time for quarterbacks to throw,
which makes no sense at all.
Which makes no sense. But
but that just goes to show you, if you give, and you saw how the Lions season played out, if you give quarterbacks time and don't get them on the ground, even as long as it may take it, that could absolutely
and we
harm
blitzed
you.
every play.
Yeah,
we
which
just
was
blitzed out of our ass.
Which Kelvin Shepard, I know a lot of people, of course, dislike that, but I think it was more so out of necessity. You really didn't have a choice. You had to try to find ways to get to the quarterback. But I get what you mean. And in terms of just this edge room, and I spoke about it with Gordon, I'm really excited because that is the one position we have not said anything about this year, and that has been an every year problem for the Lions. And when you look at just bringing in DJ Wadham, who was a 15-game starter for the Panthers, pretty good over there. Their highest investment draft-wise in the position with Derek Moore since Josh Paschal, which we all know how that played out. But I think Derek Moore is just a completely different type of edge than what Josh Paschal was. I really like what this edge room is going to bring. And then you hear, this maniac Ahmed Hassanin just keeps making plays in training camp. He plays with a motor that is only second to Hutch on this team. I really like the prospect of what this edge room can be this year, and that could low-key be the savior of this Lions defense. I know we look out and say the Lions can't get much help right now, but if you're looking for anywhere in-house that can help this secondary, it is absolutely going to be from this defensive line and from that edge room. I'm really excited about what these guys are going to bring this year.
Yeah, I am too. And the chat is honestly a little fired up about this segment. They're some agreeing, some don't. Some think that JMO at 7 is diabolical. Shout out, I'm salty.
Yeah.
Diz thinks that Laporta should be 9 and Cave should be 10. I think he misspelled something, but that's Cade, probably Cade Mays.
Yeah.
Goff is 10. Problem is 8, 9, and 10 aren't available. Goff.
Yeah.
People like Goff at 5.
I'm not mad at Goff at 5. I think he should be a little higher, but
we need to check some news here. It says that Pacheco has just left practice.
Oh no,
that is not confirmed. Let me check on that first before I say anything about it. Well, I just did say something about it.
Right.
But let me just make sure before I.
You need Pacheco, man. Absolutely need Pacheco.
I'm not seeing anything about that right now, so we will keep you updated in terms of that. I'm gonna check all the beats.
Yeah.
Beats and deets.
That's an interesting topic as well. Just expectations for what Isaiah Pacheco could bring to this team.
I have higher expectations than a lot of people, to be honest.
I do too.
Ooh, so let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But before we talk about it, let's talk about Mad Packs.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about it after the break.
Well, I can't stop talking about Mad Packs. It's a second read today. I'm going to have some when I go home. I mean, if y'all not in on Mad Packs, I don't know what y'all doing. Shout out to Colton and the good people over there at Mad Packs. And once again, they are promoting the gummies right now. They got the Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash rosin gummies and the High-Low 200 milligram live resin gummies. And, of course, they got the Mad Packs extracts, Blizzard packs. That's that Moon Rock. They got the pre-roll, the flowers. Like I said, any products that you need. They got syringes with THC in them, like all types of craziness going over there at Mad Packs. You said, "Oh no, they ain't messing around, man."
Rocks, don't you?
Yeah, you're right. You like syringes, don't you? The good syringes, not the real drug ones. But shout out to Mad Packs, man. You want to get some of these products today? Go to getmadpacks.com. Mad flavor, mad high, Mad Packs.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, Refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. Two, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Coverage. Make sure you subscribe to Woodward Tigers on YouTube. All Tigers, all the time. For the hardcore Detroit sports fans who can't get enough of the Motor City's teams. All season long, you'll get non-stop Tigers content. From on-field interviews, post-game reactions, and roundtable insight from Woodward Sports. Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Hey, listen, if you want to lead the AL in WAR like Dylan Dingler, then you should thrive it up. Because there's nothing you can't do on Thrive. This clean energy, that is money. It's the perfect little kick, 50 milligram pouches that you pop right here. The peach citrus is my favorite. We got it right here. I'm about to throw it in as I drive to the studio for Braylon show. And so make sure you tap in with them at dipstop.com. 15% off when you use code WSN at checkout. So make sure you start living life thriving. Welcome back to we're just going to say it, a Marijuana Monday. Me and KG.
Marijuana Michigan Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Justin Satawa here. We're at the Kid Again golf outing. Shout out to Innovative Automotive as well.
Yeah.
Dude. No, I
totally butchered it.
I did butcher it.
Applied Innovations.
Yes,
yeah, you totally butchered it.
I did butcher it. Oh, damn, that's so tough.
You can tell we the D crew. Yeah. You can absolutely tell.
It's all about how nobody else.
They changed the board on me that I've been reading all show, so it's all good. I'll admit it. Applied Innovation Golf Classic. We appreciate them having out here.
Please.
For a great foundation, a Kid Again foundation. Make sure you tap in with them. Great cause. KG's been out with them a couple times. We've done a couple events with them as well.
Yes.
So tap in with them. Go to their website. Donate if you want. It helps a great cause. We can speak from it firsthand.
Also, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Over 500 of y'all strong. I don't know why y'all here, but y'all are. We absolutely appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button, man. Support the guys. We working hard in here trying to provide the best content for you. So,
little side note. I don't know if it's not football related.
Smash that like button.
But this did just come out. Shout out Sleeper Wizards. The NBA schedule will drop this week with the first games being announced tomorrow morning.
Wow, so we going to get the NBA schedule before Duran signs an extension.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is nasty work, bro. We got a Jameer Gibbs extension before Jalen Duran signs.
And he's got 2 years left on his deal.
That is insane. I don't know what's going on with Duran and the Pistons right now. I mean, I know that technically you can wait the whole offseason. I don't think it's wise. I don't know what moves Jalen Duran has left to play at this point. He's kind of been out of moves for a while now, so hopefully they get that done. But I'm really excited for what the Pistons are going to be able to bring this year, even though I know y'all, the East got better. Oh, my God, the Pistons are a 7th seed again. I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I think they will be as well. But one thing I brought up to you in the break, and apparently you were not that versed in the conversations around Dylan Dingler lately, because Dylan Dingler is getting some MVP buzz, as well as Kevin McGonigal. I'm looking at I'm looking at a baseball nerd account that has a 66,000, who is an analytics-driven account.
Yep, shout out.
And it's called Tommy Nisteko, which is TJ Stats. He put out his MVP rankings, and according to him, number 1, Yordan Alvarez. Number 2, Dylan Dingler, who leads the AL in WAR.
Wow.
And then number 4, Kevin McGonigal.
That is crazy.
And this is an analytics-driven website. So if you want to go by the stats, when I'm going to tell them to you, Yordan Alvarez has 35 home runs, 86 RBIs, a 190 WRC plus, which is the value of his WAR as a hitter.
Yeah.
And then WAR is 5.6. To go to Dylan Dingler, who also has the positional value of being a catcher and also one of the best defensive catchers in the MLB.
Yep.
26 home runs, 80 RBIs, 141 WRC plus, but a 5.7 WAR, 0.1 above Yordan Alvarez, putting him in the conversation for MVP. He was plus 1,000 on Friday. I don't know what he is now.
Yeah.
My uncle was telling me to take it. But Kevin McGonigal is right behind them. He's a whole 1 point behind Dingler for WAR at 4.7. He has 12 home runs, 76 runs, and 136 WRC plus.
Wow.
You think if he was hidden in the 2-hole or later in the lineup, he probably would be on pace in the RBI department because he is such a good, count hitter.
Yeah.
He likes to hit the ball on all parts of the field. He could be a very big value in the middle of the lineup if he did do that, but he's a elite leadoff hitter. So to see these young guns, like I swear, if we don't extend Dingler, I might I might hit the Gordie Howe bridge.
No, they're gonna.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're gonna put him on the McGonigal plan.
Yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah.
And we have some legit young talent here, and it is really. I like seeing it on the batting side of things. We've had a lot of elite pitching prospects over the year, and we have some good pitchers in the rotation right now who are young and have some interesting futures, as like the Troy Meltons of the world, Job obviously, and Montero all look pretty good. Now we're seeing some excitement from the bats, and I think that I think that they're not going to re-sign Riley Green. I think he's not a part of the plan.
Coming.
That is coming.
People get ready for it. Not today, but it is coming.
It's going to come though, and McGonigal is such a stud. I don't think he's going to win MVP, even if he has a better WAR than Yordan Alvarez. Even if the Tigers come back and win the AL Central, it's going to be that Detroit tax. He plays in Houston. Houston's the best team in the AL West. They're one of the favorites to win the World Series, not the World Series, the ALCS this year.
Yeah,
all of those things. I think that they still. The league still looks at the Tigers. Oh, what a cute team you guys are. You guys are sputtering along, trading Scooble and Casey Mize. You're even looking at Sean is, Neil is. Everyone is still looking at them in that regard.
Yeah.
And they have 2 top 4 MVP candidates by the numbers.
Yes.
And one of them is not Tarek Skubal. Imagine if I would have told you that before the year.
I wouldn't have believed it.
If I would have told you that 2 position players would be the top 4 AL MVP voting, and Tarek Skubal would not be.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be on the team. Even if he was on the team, this would still be crazy because he's finished in the top 5 of MVP voting the last 2 years.
No, absolutely. And that just kind of speaks to the seasons that these guys are having. I thought you made a great point with McGonigal if he were to bat in the middle of the lineup. But I think they would have to improve, or add some more bats to this team in order for that to be a possibility. But right now, just him being the leadoff, he is the leadoff that we have sorely needed for years here in Detroit. And, he's getting the most at bats. What he's able to go out there, his plate discipline is unmatched, some of the best on the team. And defensively, I feel like he's kind of been gone under the radar. People aren't talking enough about defensively the improvements he has made throughout the season this year, just getting better and better and better, playing that shortstop / third base role for this team. And it's amazing that he's in MVP voting as a rookie. Like that's mind blowing. I don't think he'll win by any stretch of the imagination, but
he won't even come close.
No. But the fact that he's even in that category once again just speaks to the type of year he's having. And Dylan Dingler, I mean, he has just gotten better and better and better each and every year. You talked about it, just the two-way aspect of him, what he's able to do defensively, but also being able to go out there and provide power at the plate. One of the best hitters on the team, hands down, probably the best catcher we have had since Pudge in this town, and it is amazing to see that because that's a rare position that you have a Dylan Dingler. You don't get catchers that can go out there and be so great defensively and also go out there and give you 20 bombs as well. So I really like the prospect of Dylan Dingler. Like you said, I really hope that the organization sees him as a future piece and keeps him a part of this Tiger team. But man, it's amazing that, we've complained about the bats for so long, but you finally have some guys besides Riley Green that are able to go out there and kind of solidify their names. And it's been beautiful to see. It really has.
Yeah, and to now give you the DraftKings odds on the MVP, there is a Detroit tax in here. A lot.
Oh, yeah. You know it's coming.
Yordan Alvarez. What do you think he is to win the MVP?
I'll go.
This is going to blow your mind.
Plus 250.
Not even.
Dang, really?
Minus 900.
Wow. Really?
And he doesn't even have a better WAR than Dingler. Dingler isn't even top 3 according to Vegas. Wow. And this is why it's tax. Junior Caminero is second. Ben Rice is third.
Yeah, with the Yankees.
Ridiculous. Dingler is fourth, plus 4,000 on Dingler.
That is insane. Yeah, that's the Detroit tax if I ever heard of it. But, I mean, when you just look at what the Tigers have done, yeah, they're clawing back now, but they really, really took a mad dip this season. And I think that's one of those awards to where they do attribute team success along with individual performance. And when you just look at the Tigers, they just have not had that until over the last couple months, really. So.
Absolutely. And Dante151 with the $4.99 super chat. Thank God we don't have to hear Sean say, just wait for the Tigers are going to trade Dingler, McGonigal, and Clark later on for prospect. I'm tired, boss.
Nah, and trust me, y'all. Like I agree with you, but it's just how this organization has been run over the last few years. We don't really have anything to go off of besides the fact that they have traded away some of their bigger pieces and not really gotten much in return for them. I do like this trade deadline and kind of how Scott Harris was able to maneuver it. I really like Zaire Hope. I think he'll come up and contribute to this team. I mean, if you look at the tape, he does look like a dog, like just flat out. But I do like the prospect of what he'll be able to do for this team, but it's just the track record of the Tigers as to why we go out there and say that so much.
Absolutely. And Crew Daddy in the super chat.
Not
in the super chat. Justin looks like a perfect D-bag in that shirt. I'm just telling you,
man,
you're disrespecting my dog, okay? This is my dog Bailey on this shirt.
Shout out.
Golden Lab, all right? Piss off. She's the best dog in the world. Don't disrespect my dog. Okay?
Man, ain't nobody worried about what Caseville brain cells talking about, bro.
No, I know. I just wanted to shout out my dog, Bailey. She's the best.
Yeah, shout out Bailey, man. Absolutely.
But, yeah, I think that was an interesting thing to bring up. But we're at Michigan. We got to do it justice. Last 10 minutes of the show, we got to talk about Michigan. And there was some stuff in the chat already earlier today. They were asking us, and we'll get to Bryce Underwood in a moment.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable with the depth of the Michigan wide receiver room? They think it's the best that it's been in a long time.
I feel better about it this year for sure, but it is one of those situations in which I got to wait and see because last year it was just, and this was one of the slept-on storylines about Michigan football last year, at least through the first 6 to 7 games. The amount of drops that took place was just absolutely atrocious from that wide receiver room, and I thought that it could have been better. Yes, Bryce does need to be better, but you also need pass catchers that are actually going to go out there and catch the football. So I think that they are well improved this year, but it is a situation in which it's a new offense, and you're going to have to kind of wait and see what these guys will be able to do, assuming Bryce does take that step up and is a better quarterback this year.
Yeah, I think that he has the weapons to be able to take that step forward.
Yeah.
I think that the wide receiver room is a lot more balanced.
Yes.
I think there's a lot more style in there, like where they all complement each other versus what we had last year where we really only had Andrew Marsh. I really like J.J. Buchanan.
Yeah.
He is a great jump ball threat. He's very good in the middle of the field, getting contested catches where he just has to use his huge body to just box out corners. That's his specialty. That's what he's great at. I'm very excited to see what he brings. He has the tape on him, and Utah looked great with Dampier. So obviously, I expect the same thing with him and Bryce Underwood. Obviously, Marsh burst onto the scene last year, looked unreal.
He was great.
he's going to really step up and be that wide receiver one that we need
he needs
this
to take
year,
that
and
role.
he's going to take that leap, I think. And then you got a couple nice, young pieces in there to fill out the rest of the room. You got French, you got Godwin still, and then I think there's a couple more guys. There's a couple nice freshmen they've been talking extremely high on as well.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting seeing how the split occurs in there. But I like the room as a whole a lot better. And then in terms of Bryce Underwood, I think the most critical thing about him this season is the offense going to be legitimately tailored towards him? Are they going to play to his strengths? Are they going to let him play free? And that's not just letting him uncork the football. In the spring game, they showed nothing. They literally were running straight drops and straight handoffs.
Yeah.
They were not tipping their hand at all. I think that, but these practice clips, however, they're posting, they're showing a lot of Bryce throwing on the run, rolling out, and that's what I like to see. I want to see more of that. And Bryce is doing a great job at hitting his receivers on the run, and I think that if he's able to do that, if he's able to go ahead of Michigan, obviously, and I would have Indiana above Michigan. All four of them are teams that are better than Michigan.
Yes.
But you have two of them at home, which is an uber advantage. So you're going to see what you're made of in Week 2. I think Bryce Underwood is going to either put up or shut up in that Week 2 game, and that's the trajectory we're going to be on for the season. And if he plays a good game and we lose, it is what it is. I'm going to feel a lot better about playing Indiana later in the year and then going to Oregon. But the tough part about Oregon, it's going to be Bryce Underwood's first road game that has a lot of weight on it.
Absolutely.
Like, I get it. Last year when they played Ohio State, they could have won and got into the playoff, but at the end of the day, they were at home. Yeah. It's a different feel, and that's going to help him get ready for the Ohio State game at the end of the year on the road in Columbus. But he's got to really come out and show that he's comfortable in this new offense in Week 2 against Oklahoma, because they're not going to do anything in Week 1 against Western.
No, we're absolutely in lockstep. And out of those 4 games that you named, you do look at the Oklahoma game and possibly the Indiana game as winnable games for Michigan. Are they the favorites in those games? No, and probably won't be. But just going from the landscape of what we're looking at right now, I do think that is 2 winnable games for Michigan, barring that, Bryce does come out a lot more improved. And I agree with everything that you said. And just based off some of the information that I know of talking to certain people, just around the situation, last year was a tall task. And it was always going to be a wash in my famous words. Just in terms of the way stuff was run around the program. You had a coach that was just disengaged. You had no accountability really anywhere in terms of just holding players accountable for their performance, and on the coach side as well. You had an OC that was splitting time between trying to be a QB coach and trying to also run the offense. It was just a bad mixture, just a really, really bad mixture. And for a kid that's coming in as a freshman with all this hype and you're giving them the start, it just wasn't a good situation for him to go out there and flourish at his best. So I really like Coach Witt coming to this program this year. He brings a level of stability, a level of adult, in the room type philosophy. And he's going to be able to go out there, and I think Michigan will be better for it offensively and defensively as well. But it's all about Bryce. They'll go as far as Bryce can take them. And for me, it's the little things with Bryce. It's the decision making. It's the short throws. It's the intermediate throws. It's having more touch on certain passes. If he's able to go out there and kind of get a handle on those things, there's no doubt in my mind that Bryce Underwood could be a better quarterback, and especially with a guy like Coach Witt, who I know will try to utilize his legs a little bit more as well, which is a underutilized skill that he has. I think he could be totally dynamic, and I'm not saying that he'll go out here and just light the world on fire, but compared to his numbers last year, we know 9 touchdowns, Neil. We know 11. Okay, we got it. I think that this is a year in which you will see vast improvement just from him in the pocket, out of the pocket, making throws, and also being able to go out there and use his legs on the run.
Yeah, I think that's going to be key. I'm very excited to see that level of dynamic playmaker that we have been sold on as him as a 5-star and tape in high school, obviously. So it's going to be interesting to see. I want to see.
Fun fact, he didn't have a QB coach in high school either.
I know.
So just throwing that out there for the people. That's all.
I know.
What's his excuse now?
Y'all just talking about what's this excuse? Our resident Sparty in the room. Our resident Sparty in the room.
JB, and I'll answer your question. There is no excuse now. There is none. He has the QB coach. He has the infrastructure. He has the full offseason. He had the freshman year struggles. And, yeah, he might struggle out of the gate, but I think by the end of the year, it is fair to expect him to be playing at a legitimate, top 5 quarterback in the Big Ten level. I think that's not a lot to ask for. And when you look at Arch Manning last year, because I think that's the best comparison considering that he had that same type of generational label on him when he came to Texas. His sophomore season, he struggled, and then by the back end of the year, he started slinging that bitch.
He did.
And he looked great. Like in the Michigan game when they played in the bowl game, holy shit, Arch Manning looked like he could have been the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And that's I'm not saying that Bryce Underwood's going to do that. He has that potential in him. It's about can he look that good? Because this year I think this year since Neil and Sean are here, I think this year's another wash. Like I really do.
Okay.
I think that this is a year that they're getting ready for.
Shout out to Tim, man. Go Tim McCullum in the spot. Shout out, man.
Look at this.
But yeah, I think that it's just you can't put too much. Like it's a first year coach. First time Bryce is going to have a QB coach. I think if you show legitimate strides into next season, because I think that there is a slight element in college football of building into the next year as a program. It's not like other sports where the next year doesn't matter. Like you are still building something. Your roster is still really, really young, and I think that is where you could see them work for next year, and then they bring in a bunch of more transfers in because when they have a full cycle to actually load this team up to be good enough to make the playoff again.
But that's what kind of scares me, and it's funny. JB, I started to hit you with the Neil. I ain't going to hold you. I was going to say, does a QB coach help? Wire in.
Let's do a poll, right?
Yeah, right. Let's do a poll. But, I'm just messing with you, JB. But I totally agree with everything that you're saying, but that's what kind of scares me because if this season were to be a wash, is that the end of Bryce Underwood at Michigan?
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm saying if they they're going to go 9-3 or 8-4. I think that's an absolute guarantee.
Yeah,
and I think that it's a wash because this year you
won't compete for the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's why
I don't think that they're going to compete for the playoffs. So I think it's a wash. I just want to see Bryce Underwood be good enough where his junior year we can actually be competing. That's what I think. Being legitimate and not with Neil in here saying leaders and best, right. And talking you're Auburn, this year might be more of an Auburn-looking year, but it might be that to get back to what we were, and I think that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world.
But going back, like I said, that's what kind of scares me though, because if you were to go, let's say 8-4, and Bryce, look good at some points and then struggled at other points, I don't know, man.
He has to make you keep him.
Yeah, with the way that this landscape has kind of changed for Michigan, you got a new AD coming in, after this year, new coaching staff and things of that nature. I think we could see a situation in which Bryce may want to leave. He may want to try and test his mettle somewhere because the ultimate goal for him is to get to the league. We all know that. And with his skill set, you think that is possible. But if he were to go out here and have another mid type of season or even just a slightly improved season than what he had last year, I think that maybe Michigan is looking for a new quarterback after that with a new regime and Coach Witt kind of coming in.
Yeah, I mean, they're not tied to him.
They aren't. And that's what scares me a little bit.
And you can go get someone proven in the portal. You're Michigan.
True.
At the end of the day.
But, I mean, right at the cusp of, maybe unlocking Bryce Underwood, that's what kind of scares me. But overall, I mean, for this year, I think you're absolutely right. 9-3 should be the benchmark.
And don't ask for Carr. I'm going to be sitting there on these streams. Please, for the love of God, do not be asking for Tommy Carr. I look. If you watch the spring game, yes, he was efficient. But he's literally just making 5-yard checkdowns every single play.
Exactly.
We are not going for another John O'Corn here. All right, people? Let's go with the flash. Let's go with the dynamic. And let's try to get it popping with Bryce Underwood. But thank you guys so much for tapping in. We are at the Applied Innovation Golf Classic for the A Kid Again Foundation. So please go to their website, donate, be a contributor. It's a great cause. They're the best. They show it out this year. And make sure if you're interested, come tap into one of these events. They do great work, and they have a great time out there. I mean, shit, I wish I was going out there on the golf course. I mean, to be honest.
Right, the weather perking up now.
Yeah, weather looks great. I mean, I'm jealous as hell. But, hey, I got work to do, so make sure you stay tapped in. Crunch time coming in.
CT.
In an hour at 11, so make sure you stay tapped in with them. And then make sure after that, stay tapped in. We got Braylon show with Bray and Anson. Actually, there's a chance I may be hosting at last minute if Bray doesn't get off the course.
So you're hosting it. Yeah, so that means you're hosting.
There's definitely a chance. All right, I'm not gonna lie.
Justin will be on the desk.
Yeah, right. Confirmed.
Might be getting a double dose of me today. I mean, I'll be in a lot different mood by then. I'll be up and ready to go. So I'll be firing at 2 if that's what happens. And then obviously the heavyweights at 5, the best heavy show.
The heavies
in the world. I mean, I love that show.
No,
that show
the heavies are
absolutely electric.
Shout out to Easy too. It's his birthday today.
Yeah,
hey, happy birthday, Easy.
Make sure you guys all go on heavyweights tonight. Wish Easy a happy birthday. But for one more time at the Michigan Golf Course, beautiful out here. Applied Innovative Golf Classic for the Kid Again Foundation. We appreciate their hospitality and allowing us to come out here and support a great cause. From Justin Satawa, KG, Kentucky Green, Kenneth Green, his actual name.
Damn. And my government out there, man. Come on.
Full government, baby.
Come on. Justice Satawa, relax.
I mean, I
wait, you laughing, Jeremy Bryant?
Yeah,
you laughing over there?
Come on now.
No, I'll dox everybody in this buffet.
He's airing out the clip of government names. Oh, boy. Anyway, from Juice and KG.
And B2, shout out B2.
And B2, who always holding it down.
Oh,
this
man.
man's the
Ever
king.
since I got paired with B2, it's been just upward and onward. Shout out my guy.
We appreciate all the love in chat. Hopefully,
better than last year, huh? B2. Better than what we had last year, for sure.
Hopefully, we gave you a good show and a good break from Neil and Sean. They'll be back with you tomorrow.
Yeah, Batone in full force.
Oh wait, hold on. It looks like JB's got some news.
It's a little disappointing, but I didn't want to leave our stream on a sad note. But once again, from Tim 20 Minute Center, K May suffered a wrist injury and will be out a significant amount of time per Dan Campbell at the podium.
Oh, no. Well, Juice Scruggs.
KG, you just want to, just aim right here. Just slap me right in the face. Just right there. Oh, my God.
I gave him the pimp smack. I ain't want to hurt the
This
kid,
is oh, my God. This is the reality we live in. Oh, my Lord.
Why would this come in at the end of the show?
I know.
I've broken my wrist multiple times. I'm just going to assume that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because, if it's a significant amount of time, it's not a sprain. If it's, significant tells me break.
Yeah.
So, broken wrist,
damn, man.
That's 4 to 6 weeks with a cast on. And so, we're looking at week 3, maybe, week 4 at best, when he gets back. I mean, that's a tough loss because we're in. We're
especially first year on the team.
We're 4 weeks from week 1. I'm gonna guess week 2 he's back.
Week 2
in Buffalo he's back, which is.
I mean, that's just being hopeful at this point.
That is being hopeful. I would say most likely week 3. Optimistic is week 2. It's a tough injury to come back from, especially playing offensive line, considering that you need to be able to get that push off the wrist. Of course. When you clack the pads.
Man.
I played through it when I played hockey, and you can't. It's so weak.
Yeah, I know
you can't come back. I could barely lift the puck when I was shooting.
Jesus, man.
It's a really tough. And so when you in all your you're pushing through your wrist when you are making these blocks.
Of course,
it is a very difficult thing to have your wrist being weak. So I think that they're probably going to hold them out. Better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see probably Juice Scruggs in there in the middle. And now may the offensive line concerns
begin.
Sweep back over us. As now you will hear for the next 6 weeks how fucked we are for the next couple of weeks.
That is a tough loss.
I'm glad that there's no one in here as I just dropped that.
Yeah, the silver lining is that it happened, a little bit earlier in camp. Preseason game 1 is this week, so you do got some time to get them rested up and good to go. But yeah, that is a tough blow. Something he's gonna have to deal with all year long. Like you said, trying to block 300-pound people with a broken wrist is not a good proposition.
People
but
think he's gonna be out 6 to 8 weeks too.
Geez,
so it could be longer.
That's tough. We'll wait for the official word from the Lions.
So tap into crunch time to get that official word. I'm sure that there will be
they'll be all over
more news about it in the next hour.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
shout out Bray too. He just came.
The X. Hey, shout out to B.
Big
Come on,
Bray.
baby.
Big Bray. You heard K Mays just got hurt, man. Gonna be sidelined for a minute. Yeah.
Wrist injury out a significant amount of time.
Hold on, we got Bray coming in.
Yeah, we gotta get Bray's thoughts.
That's tough. Literally walking into that, I was signing autographs with kids a minute ago. Now I'm hearing that the starting center for the Lions is going to be out for a little bit.
It's tough, man.
First and foremost, what's up, KG? What's up, JB?
What's up? What's up?
Right there. And then my guy right here, we finally got on that course yesterday.
Going to be hosting for you later because we know you're not leaving the golf course.
You're a funny guy. You're funny. Hey, blame Timothy McConnell.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, though, K. Mays being out, I think they have some depth at the offensive line position, but this is going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those positions last year where if we would have had that, we feel like we would have had a better season. So I want to see what they do. I want to see what the conversation is before I make an assessment, but not good.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you can say is not good.
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Shout out Juice Scruggs, man. You're going to get a lot of work in.
Where's Graham Glasgow when you need him?
Right. Man.
Yeah, we're going to end it on that note. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. Gave you a little overtime with that Cade Mays news.
Yes.
We appreciate Applied Innovation for having us out at their Golf Classic, supporting a Kid Again Foundation. They do great work, so make sure you tap in with them. But from JB behind the computer, we appreciate you making us look good. KG, Justin Satawa, we will catch you in the next one. This has been Big D Energy. Tap into Crunch Time, 11 to 1. We'll see you there. Peace.